Top of the morning, fam. Back in the sedan. I don't really know what I have planned today, but we're gonna go ahead and hit the garage and figure out what exactly we're gonna do today. But first, let me get that cold start for you. Pipes on yesterday, so it does definitely sound different. Just getting used to it all, so yeah, let's head out. You gotta angle that bitch. Gotta stop by and get that fire real quick. Caramel, what's it? Caramel crunch frap. That shit is gas, yo. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to be working on my sedan again. One issue that I was having was my sunroof is not working currently, so currently it's stuck tilted up, but if I go to hit the controls, when I go to close it, nothing happens. When I go forward, you can hear the motor turning still. So what I'm assuming is the bolts for the motor got loose and dropped the motor down a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and take apart the headliner a little bit to go ahead and get to the motor, which I believe it might be under this. So let's go ahead and start taking it off. So first things first, what you're gonna want to do is go ahead and I'm going to remove these light covers real quick, just so I could see what's behind everything to figure out how exactly to remove this. Removing it's actually pretty simple too, so all you need is like a small flathead and you just get under here and don't pry on it too much, but just a little bit to get the tabs loose and it comes off. So now if I'm not mistaken, you should be able to pop out this little assembly right here. You just kind of pry on it a bit just to get it out. You don't want to do too much or mess anything up, but it looks like it's starting to come out. So let me go ahead and pull this out real quick. Okay, currently, so I do have it dropped down. There's little tabs that you can get to. So you're gonna have these little tabs right here. I'll turn the light on. These little tabs. Just push it on with the screwdriver and then this piece will pop down. I'm currently trying to figure out how to get the harness off, but as you can see, one of the screws did fall out of my sunroof, and the motor for the sunroof is right here, and it's not tight, so that's what's causing the sunroof to not function properly. So I might have to drop the headliner down a bit, to be honest. I'm gonna see if there's a way around it though. So I do feel the harness back here that does disconnect these wires, so we're gonna have to drop the front part of the headliner down, which is relatively easy. If you start right here, you just twist this and it comes out. And go ahead and take this little cap off right here. You have two Phillips screws right there for that, or for the sun visor. Come to right here and I'll pop these off and I'll show you what's behind them. Alright, so yeah, once you get this one off, you take those two Phillips off, you're gonna have this little harness right here. You just unclip it like that. That's how you take your sun visor off. Next, I'm gonna go to this. I'm not gonna drop the whole headliner. Honestly, I don't think I need to. So, if I put my hand right here, it does pop down. Oh man, the screw just fell somewhere down there. The one that was loose. So, obviously, once you get this side off, it'll pop down a little more. From back here too, we should be able to just pull it down enough to where we can get the plugs unplugged and get to the motor. So, once you get those little clips off, it's gonna look something like this right here. So you're able to just pull the handle off like that. And your door handle, whatever you call it, is off. These you could leave in there, we don't need to remove them. So let me go ahead and move over to this side now. So to be completely honest, you really don't need to remove this side once you get all this off. If you pop this portion loose too, you do have enough room to see up here. So those are the plugs I was talking about. That would be your window motor. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug them right now and see if I could just go ahead and do it without having to pull the other side off. Alrighty, so the good thing is I was able to get it off. It's just 3 plugs that hold it in. Like I said, just pulling it down right here, I was able to access the plugs. And we can see our sunroof motor pretty clearly right here. And that missing bolt is right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in. And also tighten up the other, I wanna say there's 2 of them. There should be one in this hole right here. There's one that's right here. And the one that's missing, which is right there. Alright, so I put that one back in, tighten the other ones up, now the motor doesn't move. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in before I put it back together, just to confirm that the sunroof does open and close as intended. Alright, so I got it plugged in. Time for the moment of truth. Okay, yeah, that's a little interesting. It doesn't want to stay tilted for some reason. That is kind of weird, actually. I'm not sure why it's not responding like it's supposed to. Unless there's some kind of relearn that it has to go through. I'm not 100% sure. Because it opens just a bit from here now. It's kind of weird, actually. Okay, let me go ahead and figure this out, why it's not functioning properly. So I did figure out why it was not functioning correctly. It is kind of tedious on adjusting this. So once it's out, obviously the teeth aren't lining up with the sunroof rail or whatever you want to call it. So you can take off that screw right there, that one right there, and drop the motor down. And then depending on what position your sunroof is in, if it's like reclined all the way or back all the way, you could go ahead and adjust it with the buttons. So I believe I think I might have just adjusted it properly. It did take a little bit, so it's closed. Now it's opening. It does seem like it could go back some more, but once it's closed, it does sit flush with the roof, so I think I'm just gonna leave it right there. So it looks pretty flush right there, and from the top it's flush too, and it does actually go this way. It does tilt like it's supposed to. So like I said, just depending on what position your sunroof is in, just drop the motor down, press the button, let the motor spin, and then you could go ahead and put it back on. And yeah, now it's working as intended for now. That is pretty much how you go ahead and either change your motor, or if, like in most cases, the screws get loose and they fall out, that's how you access them to fix it pretty much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and reinstall everything back together and we should be good. Alright y'all, so that's pretty much a quick demonstration on how to fix your sunroof if which in most cases the motor does drop down. I had the same exact issue with my G35 coupe, so this kind of applies to both G35 G37 platforms. They are relatively similar. Just be careful when you're reinstalling it. I did break a clip right here, or on this side, one of these sides I broke a clip, so it does sag a little bit, but that's not an issue. I'm gonna eventually take it apart one day to wrap my headliner. But as you can see, everything's working as intended. All the functions are obviously working. So let's go. Appreciate the support, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.